The content of this video containing adult themes that are not suitable for children. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Was usually got business back in the Old West, but yeah, who knows? Maybe Swanson's up to stuff for that at least.
Oh, hey there.
Nathan?
Funny seeing you here.
Feeling is mutual. I mean, I wouldn't ask what you're doing here, but instinctively you live here now, so there's no reason to ask that.
Yep. And may I ask why you're here? It's a bit
Well, I was just here to talk about tax collecting with Swanson and the new upgrades, security measures that Zolan implemented at Beantopia. Strange individual he is now, but I guess there's every reason for something out there. I don't suppose you've heard about what happened to him, right?
I didn't, barely. Isn't... I think I barely know or heard of Zolan. Isn't that tall person with, I don't know, green eyes and blue glasses or something? I always seen him.
I mean, that's one way of putting him. He's our lead in the technological industry, and well, he came across something that I'm still trying to piece together in my head, but he's got this weird other half to him now. I don't know, you just gotta see it to believe it. I wouldn't make this up if I wasn't saying it, or I wouldn't be saying this if I was making it up. God, my words are so jumbled today. And they shouldn't be. This is like the first day I've had to do my own stuff. Not really doing huge stuff, but...
Sounds like you kept busy.
Well, personally, yes. My main schedule and all of my duties were given to the war console, and well... my sister told me it was for the best to me and whatnot, and so I've had a rather eventful day due to personal matters. Talked to the goddess Aphrodite, which was very nice, actually.
Right.
Found out that there's another god born, a 10th one.
Oh, so the list grows.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how many there are at this point, but who knows? I'll probably ask my Uncle Hades one of these days. Actually, more or less soon.
Right, Hades. Oh, God.
What?
Hey, nothing. Funny enough, I saw him a few days ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was after, well, stone literally fell from the sky.
Is that one of those reincarnates that he's been talking about?
Apparently so.
Huh.
I swear, you can't not make any of this shit up.
Oh no, trust me. Try imagine finding out that the entire time you've lived your life, both of your parents were just Greek gods. It was definitely a shock at first, but I can definitely see it. I share my father's eyes and his hair color. Wonder what he's up to at the moment. My mother, though, Demeter, she's still hasn't made any single effort to contact my sister. And I have no idea why. I told her to contact my sister a long time ago. So far, I've only seen my mother once. Or at least once in the New World.
That's more than me.
But I love my mom. Perhaps there's a reason for everything.
Like a whole, like, God's plan or some shit.
I mean, I guess you could say that. just amazes me how much we've gone through so far, and yet we're still in conflict. Those damn rebels, man. Every single time I even utter the word rebel, it just pisses me off royally. Complain
Conflict.
about taxes, then stealing them.
Is it all that a surprise?
No, honestly, not at all. I should have seen this coming, but I guess that's what pissed me off the most is that I should have seen it.
Well,
There's always going to be people out there that revolt against them,
mm,
or at least the people that give you everything.
uh, you hear people preach about peace, law, order, and the day is built on powerful figures. That's for a concept of control, while others trying to break that control in a way. So in the end of the day, it's bullshit.
Maybe BS in some people's minds, but it has to be done. You cannot have a world in which everyone can just run amok. There has to be consequences. There has to be protection. There has to be rules put into place for people. Otherwise, this whole Earth would just die again.
Keyword again.
Exactly.
And yet, who exactly are we protecting ourselves from? Exactly.
Those rebels. And I'll tell you why. They don't. Their methods. And yes, I know I'm gonna sound a little bit like a hypocrite here, and I know that. But their methods are deadly. They're using methods that they think are good, but in reality they're not. They're only damaging. Their recent heist on Beantopia could have costed the lives of thousands, possibly even more than that. Those taxes are supposed to feed people, supposed to relish people with medication and water and clothing, and yet all they want to do is just steal them.
Oh.
Because they think that it's right. Well, I'll give you a reality check. I don't think anybody's right at this point. But at the same time, I'd rather be a part of the New World Order than some damn phony rebel scheme. They're probably killing each other from the inside out right now.
As long as it doesn't really affect me all that much, I don't really care if they do kill each other.
It's all a part of the process, Nate. All a part of the process. Say what you will about the New World Order, but at least we have order. At least we're not turning our swords on each other.
Funny enough, their methods. That reminds me of something I heard a while ago.
What might that be? If you don't mind me asking.
Nothing, just an interesting conversation once. Basically how, about during when, the spirit oasis, about how they burned the place down.
Well, they're rebuilding now, but yeah, that was
but-
definitely the start.
Yep, basically how I basically had a conversation with someone, and they said their tactics were similar to theirs from being an ex-mercenary or some shit.
Tactics of an ex-mercenary?
It's one of your guards.
Primes. Wait, what did they tell you? What did they tell you exactly?
Just looting all the shit, burning stuff for no traces. Barely remember.
So those methods weren't just an idealistic plan, they were mercenary-like. God, I mean, it's stuff like that that really, really gets me going. Especially that fucking Grimes fellow. I hate him.
Funny, considering he's possibly one of the royal guards. And if I remember correctly, wasn't he the one who was put in charge to watch your niece and nephew?
Yeah. But I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all.
Huh.
Especially after hearing that just now.
Oh,
No,
why is that?
tactics. I have a rough history with him. I'm surprised you don't know this, actually.
Eh,
I thought maybe Swanson would have told you, but I hate talking about this because I feel like I just annoy everybody with it, but I guess I can make a long story short. That asshole nearly killed me. Nearly killed me when all of us had first entered this new world. All because he thought I stole his precious belongings. Unfucking believable.
wow, that's that's something, all right.
Yeah, no shit. Threw me in a cage. Threw me in a cage that belonged to the Illagers when they were still around. The same cage in which they tortured regular villagers and killed them, slaughtered them.
Hmm.
Fed me breadcrumbs. Kept me starving for 3 days.
Eh,
And Sky, my relative Sky, just stood there and just watched.
hmm.
Not entirely sure if that's their own fault or not, or if they were conscious about that one, but they didn't do a damn thing about it. In fact, nobody did. As soon as they dragged me over, threw me in a jumpsuit, put me on the stand, and had this first ever court case or trial of the New World, started accusing me of so much shit, including treason. Can you believe that? Treason. The irony. I wouldn't put it past him if he's committing treason right now, but of course I got no evidence to prove that.
Eh,
My sister wants to keep him on our little payroll and whatnot because he's royalty and he's loyal.
eh.
Just because someone's loyal doesn't mean they aren't a backstabbing traitor.
Uh, you know what's funny? I don't trust that guy either.
Oh, so
Yeah, after after that little conversation, something about him sets me off the wrong way.
yeah, that whole facade he's putting on right now, it's to make him feel better. He
Mm,
used to not be like the way he was. Before you came around, he was a mean, cold-hearted asshole. Literally.
mm,
Only talked about himself, only wanted money. And
mm.
that's when he told us he was a mercenary and whatnot.
Huh, interesting. What? Did he also talk about Farron?
Everett?
Everett? Sorry. It's been a while since I've heard the name. But, yeah, considering the fact that apparently uh, last time we were there, I found out that Everett was supposedly his girlfriend, which was dead, which funny enough, I recall what Sky said back at Spirit Oasis about the Queen somehow being related to that.
Of course. Propaganda will only get you so far. Farron was a nice kid. And they threw all of that away. Helping them and paying the price for it.
Hmm.
But I wasn't the one to deliver it. No, I wasn't. I was there though.
Hmm. Well, that makes me curious. It was like. Something about Leda and Sid. About that. That doesn't make any more sense. Why would Lee choose to stay with you guys after his girlfriend was killed? That doesn't really make sense. It seemed he had a bit of he seemed a bit pissed at Swan last time. So that was a bit obvious.
It's only a matter of time before things get out. Either way, doesn't matter anymore. They chose the side that they were on. They knew the consequences. And again, I wasn't the one to deliver it. It was Lee themselves. It's Lee. I don't care what his fucking name is. Perhaps he should have thought of what I felt like when he threw me in that cell. Deprived me of food, yelled at me every single day that I was nothing but a thief. You've had to deal with thieves before, right? I mean, of fucking course you have. You're a detective and whatnot. Then I heard about your little duel with Demi.
Great, you heard about that.
I don't think much of it. Duels are, I don't know. They're fine in my opinion, but I'd rather use my sword. Sword combat is quite something because you have to get closer and closer. It's much more deadlier. But I think that's what makes it more exciting. Anyways. But yeah, Grimes, he's... I just don't trust him. I cannot trust him for the life of me. After everything that had happened with him, he suddenly turns into a different person and acts like nothing happens. Gets everything handed to him on a silver platter. Like no one ever gave me a silver platter.
I wonder.
What?
Something. Well, you have well, for your reasons, you don't trust Lee as far as you can from. For me, it's more of an instinct. Something about him's hiding some shit, and I think it's something to do with the rebels.
I wouldn't put it past them. These days, you can never really trust anybody, especially him. I wouldn't put it past him to be, I don't know, maybe sympathizing for the rebels. But of course,
it wouldn't be that far-fetched considering the story you gave. I mean, there seemed to be at least somewhat connection with him and Sky, and I can imagine he's a bit pissed with y'all with the fact whatever happened to Farron Everett, whatever her name was.
Again, wouldn't put it past him. But as any good detective and ex-lawyer would know, you can't accuse someone of something without solid proof, solid evidence. And that's what pains me. That's what pains me the most. Finding a note is like finding a needle in a haystack, and it's just.
Maybe we both have to look for more than just a note. There are a lot more discreet ways to tie a person to a case.
That is true.
And possibly, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this shit. Maybe two of our occupations would better help find evidence for someone who seems so discrepant like Lee.
Are you saying we should team up? That's definitely a lot coming from you, considering the last time we talked.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not exactly a fan of it either, but I'm willing to put whatever bullshit I have with you aside if it gets rid of my suspicion of Lee. Because right now, I don't know, I can literally say anyone can be a part of this rebel shit and I wouldn't even know it. So, the more, if I get that off my mind, the better.
Well, I can see what I can do. I definitely have more men than I can count. Have a few of them keep an eye on him. I mean, they work closely together. As for you, I don't know. You you
Eh,
can probably do some searching.
I don't. I'm well aware how people. I have a good idea of how people act. It's- I haven't. I haven't dealt with some kids like this for a while, but I got no good places to search. Just call it tuition.
Alrighty then. Well, we can do whatever we can do, and we can check back with one another. You got a place here in Talon Peaks?
Yeah, just have an agency. It was installed a few days ago.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I'll see what I can find, or at least try and find with the men that I have at the moment. Well, this has been quite the conversation.
It seems so.
Well, I'll see you on the flip side, Nathan.
See ya. Sit down.